Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we are going to watch a game of master tier players in the European West server. Aurelion Sol against Taliyah on the mid lane. Aurelion Sol is a really strong and powerful champion right now after his rework. He became easier champion to play and much stronger than his previous version. Of course, it's not a surprise that he became also more popular champ. And so he's a dragon that scales well into the late game. He gets stacks on his passive, and these stacks make his abilities more powerful. He also has true damage, good control abilities. Aurelion Sol is a good champion for team fights. He also has ability to do roams, to travel on big distances, especially when he stacks his passive. The more stacks he has, the higher distances he can travel. But at the beginning of the game, this champ is not the strongest one. He's also a mana-hungry champion. So he has to play safe, at least until level 6. And when you have level 3, you have access to your W. And this is the time when you should watch the minimap all the time, because you can fly to help your jungler to fight for the scuttle crab, for example. Aurelion Sol can also clear waves quite fast, so it gives him opportunity to make roams and to help his jungler to fight for dragons and Rift Heralds. His runes you can see at the left bottom corner. He plays with standard rune set. It's Arcane Comet, Mana Flow Band, Transcendence, Gathering Storm, and his second rune tree has Magical Foot, Magical Boots, and also he has Cosmic Insight. Some players take Biscuits instead of Cosmic Insight, and some players also get Minion Dematerializer. So it's up to you which rune to choose. I prefer to play with Biscuits. It makes laning phase a little bit easier, since we can restore some health, we can restore some mana, and we can slightly increase our mana pool. And I guess that in this replay we don't see his animations properly. Unfortunately, replays not always display champions' abilities correctly. Sometimes we don't see animations, teleport animations, Garen's ult, and it looks like we don't see the whole animation of Aurelion Sol's abilities as well. We don't see his Q. We only see that how he opens his mouth, but we don't see the ray. Well, this makes our overview a little bit inconvenient. I'm sorry for that. Unfortunately, there is nothing I can do about it, because it's Riot's problem. It's a dangerous moment for Aurelion Sol. He decides to use W to go to safe distance, and we see he has Challenger Recall. Well, I guess when this game was played, he was in Challenger tier. Right now he is in Master. And we see that Taliyah dominates in this lane early on, but it's okay. It's okay for Aurelion Sol to be slightly behind, because he is going to be much stronger later on. For early game it's enough just to farm as good as you can without losing your HP and without feeding your enemy. Sometimes you can get also kills if your opponent plays too risky, or when your jungler makes a good gank. Right now Aurelion sees his allies around the dragon, but he has to farm minions firstly. In many cases it's better to kill minions firstly, because you don't know whether you'll be in time or not to help your champions. So you can decide, for example, to not farm minions and go directly to your champions, allied champions I mean, and if you are not in time, they die and you give them no help, and you also lose gold and experience from minions. It can put your champion behind. Now he uses W, and now Alt, Q. He gets Brown by using his Q. Now Rek'Sai also dies. We don't see the animation of the ability, but we can see Aurelion Sol's mouth. We can see by watching his model, we see when he uses his Q. And is it going to be triple kill? Oh, it was quite close. Taliyah goes back, Rel tries to chase her, stuns. Uh-oh. Unlucky. Unlucky for Rel. And there is nothing Aurelion Sol could possibly do. He didn't want to risk so much. He could have died just by get hit by Taliyah's Q, for example. His HP was super low. So I think this was the right decision for Aurelion Sol to not chase Taliyah. If Rel wanted to chase her, it was her decision. So the responsibility for this death is only on Rel herself. It's also so convenient to last hit minions when you use your E. Yeah. Such a nice ability to farm. All minions die in this black hole. I think Aurelion Sol is one of the most successful reworks. However, they made him, I think, quite overpowered. He was super overpowered after the rework. They had to nerf him like 3 or 4 times. And despite all the nerfs, I think Aurelion Sol is still a very strong champion. So right now he has 2 kills, Taliyah has 3 kills. Both champions are strong right now. And Aurelion Sol has to wait for minions to come closer to his tower. Taliyah has lane priority. And first of all, Taliyah has the lane priority, she can destroy minions faster than Aurelion Sol. And if it comes to a fight, she can come much faster to her allies by using her ult. And right now she's using it to kill Virus. Aurelion Sol is also here. He used teleport. But he used it for nothing, maybe just to have some farm here. Aurelion has completed his first item, it's Liandry's. It's actually quite a standard build. Liandry's, Zhonya's, Rabadon's Death Cap, Void Staff, and Relay Crystal Scepter. Those items are the most popular for Aurelion Sol. You can use them in all your games, which makes also Aurelion Sol quite an easy champion, because you should not think a lot about the items, about his builds. You can use the same runes and the same items every game. I think it's really comfortable, especially for new players. Look at this, this is actually unfair. Aurelion Sol has the same amount of kills and assists as Taliyah. But if he dies, the enemy team gets more gold for him, for killing him, than the red team gets gold for killing Taliyah. This is because the red team is doing better overall, because they have more gold, they have dragon advantage, so the system thinks that the red team is ahead. So right now Aurelion Sol worth more gold. And now we have seen his ult, the strongest version of his ult, that has also a big shockwave that deals damage and also slows enemies. And when you see any danger, you can escape by using W. I like such type of champions. You should not play aggressively early on, you should not play risky if you don't want to. You just farm, and you know that in the late game you will be a beast that will destroy his enemies. Right now he has Relay Crystal Scepter, so his abilities will slow enemies, and he right now, since that moment, Aurelion Sol is able to slow lots of his enemies at once, because all of his abilities have area effects, Q and E and Alt. So this is very useful in a team fight, to have Crystal Scepter to slow down most of enemy champions or the whole enemy team. And I like very much the fact that Aurelion Sol deals such a damage. He has lots of crowd control abilities, and his W that helps him. We see right now how it helps him to chase down his enemies. There is no escape. The dragon will reach you anyway. And also you can escape by going through such a thick walls. You can fly over the walls that your enemies cannot move through, even by using their flashes. Not many champions can chase you. Only a few champions like Bard or Zeri, sometimes Talon, but not always. Talon has also his limitations. So this is why it's quite easy and safe gameplay, because you just have to stay behind your allies and burn your enemies by using cosmic magic fire. And if something goes wrong, you can just W. If enemy team has no crowd control, they will not be able to get you. This is why it's also, I think, it's good to buy Dark Seal for Aurelion Sol. It's not hard for him to play safe, so he is able to stack up Dark Seal and get Magi's with lots of stacks. Right now his enemies have to use flashes to get him. Both Rek'Sai and Renekton both used their flashes and ults. It looks like Renekton is going to die here. So you see how it's hard for enemies to get Aurelion Sol. They had to use ults and flashes. And Aurelion has cloth armor. I guess his next item is going to be Zhonya's Hourglass. We can also buy Archangel Staff to get Seraph's Embrace, because Aurelion Sol is quite a mana-hungry champion, so having a big mana pool, it's also good. And Seraph Embrace also, if I remember correctly, it provides us a shield right now. This item was reworked recently, and now it protects also. It gives mana, ability power, and some kind of protection that prevents your champion from being one-shot. Right now we see that this icon means that Aurelion Sol has increased power of his ult. The ult with Shockwave. And it's a good time to teamfight. But there are no epic monsters right now to fight for. In this period of time, lots of champions prefer just to farm. The Baron is about to appear quite soon. Aurelion Sol has teleport, so if he wants he can go to the bottom lane as well. Same as Poppy, they have 2 teleports in their team. Yeah, it looks like Aurelion Sol is going to the bottom lane because Poppy is on the top lane. Varus has come to farm on the mid lane. Varus has to stay closer to Baron in case any fight will happen, and Varus can also kill Baron faster. And here is the fight. Aurelion Sol uses his ult, his Q. Varus gets 2 kills. And this is a good trade. Rel for Rek'Sai and Braum. They can try to get the Baron. And Aurelion Sol can stay in a safe position without any risks. Poppy is also doing teleport here. Maokai gets the Baron. So, the red team has the Baron right now. But, unfortunately, Aurelion Sol is out of mana. He has to go home. But the fight is over, so it's okay. The red team is ahead. They have Baron. This is the time to restore health and mana. Aurelion has 2200 gold. It's enough for him to buy Zhonya's Hourglass. And they should attack while they have Baron's buff. They have to attack. They should get this the next dragon. And they have to try to destroy as many enemy towers as they can while they're under the Baron's buff. It's also a good change in jungle for Aurelion Sol, that right now, even if your jungler kills the blue minion, the blue monster in the jungle, you can go and get it. And get mana regeneration. It makes mages, especially mana hungry mages, to play safely. And stay longer on lane without need to go to restore mana. Look at his position. Right now Aurelion Sol is going to stay here. He's probably staying in the fog of war. Let's watch this from the blue team perspective. Yeah. Right now we see that from the blue team perspective we don't see... Oh, okay, we see Aurelion Sol. He's here. They see him because Renekton is here. Renekton has revealed Aurelion Sol, but it's also a nice idea to stay behind a wall in a fog of war and attack your enemies from afar. Aurelion has done a recall and then he teleported back to his allies. They try to destroy bottom lane inhibitor. Well, they understood it's not possible at the moment, so maybe they will try to get the Chemtech dragon. But Rek'Sai is alive and she can try to steal it. Right now he has 350 stacks. And we also see how bigger his black hole became. It looks like his teammates want to fight without him. They are very confident. Boom! -2 champions. Lucian and Braum was sent to the fountain by Aurelion's ult. Triple kill. Not bad. And the red team has almost 10,000 gold advantage. They have 3 dragons advantage. And they have Aurelion Sol, a late game monster. So the perspective doesn't look good for the blue team. It's also a very nice combination for Aurelion Sol. He has 3 tanks to cover him. Maokai, Poppy and Rel. Super strong front line. Ram was caught out of position. N0Т tried to go through front line to Aurelion Sol, but it doesn't work that way. Another triple kill for Aurelion Sol, well played. He already has Void Staff, and only slot has left for him. It's going to be Rabadon's death cap, I think. Well, they should get the Baron, because there are 2 champions dead. If they do it quickly, they can try to get Baron. But Aurelion Sol is out of mana. However, he has blue buff. So his mana will restore quite fast. Red team has to get this dragon. It's going to be Dragon Soul for them. And now, when they have Baron's buff, and if they have Dragon Soul, they should attack to finish the game. It's like 30 seconds left. Aurelion has teleport. And he has Rabadon's death cap. Right now his ability power is almost 700. He can probably also sell his boots, since he has his W. And he is able to slow down his enemies. Look at this ult! Oh my gosh! This black hole! Its range is just huge. Well, can we say that Aurelion Sol is balanced? I don't think so. I think he's still OP. "19 kills and 1 death. GG, well played. I hope you enjoyed this video, my friends. Don't forget to subscribe to not lose new videos. And I hope to see you in the next one. I wish you to have a nice day, nice games with adequate teammates. See you next videos. Bye bye.